Yeah, 3 o'clock will be just about perfect.
Frank!
OK, thank you.
Shouldn't Zoe be here by now? That's the 3rd time.
What is it?
That you've put the phone down like that when I've come into a room.
No, you must be imagining things.
You definitely got that look about you as well.
What look?
That shifty look you always get when you're plotting something. Come on, Frank, what's going on?
Nothing.
Frank.
Look, I'm not the conspirator around here. I'm not the one who's cooking up surprises for Kathy tonight.
Oh, no.
So you just remember that before you start accusing other people of plotting things. Yes, son. What can we do for you?
I was just wondering what time Zoe was due in.
Yeah, funnily enough, I was just wondering the same thing. Should be any time now, shouldn't it, Frank?
Yeah, anytime.
Haven't interrupted anything, have I?
No? Zoe.
Don't be such a baby, Alan. It's doing you good. Come in. Anyway, you know what they say. Might not do a lot for the body. Hi, love. But suffering is definitely good for the soul. Goodbye, Alan. Do you know, that's the 2nd time he's been on this morning. First of all, he says he won't last another day in that hell farm, let alone another week. Now he's begging me to send him food parcels.
I know just how he feels.
Dad!
Welcome home, Zoe.
For heaven's sake, Frank, with the poor girl down.
No!
She's just flown halfway across the world.
So another 20 seconds in the air won't make any difference.
Welcome home,
Thanks,
Zoe.
Kim. Mwah. Well, Big Rod, looks like we've got an awful lot to catch up on.
It's difficult to know where to start, really.
Mwah. You can start by telling me you're happy.
I've never been happier in my life.
That really was worth coming all this way to hear.
Right. What do you think?
Goodness sake, Mark.
It's for that Halloween party at Dan's tonight.
All right.
Great.
Hiya.
Wasn't expecting you back so soon.
I made good timing.
See you later then.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Very nice, Mark.
Very nice. It's supposed to make me look terrifying.
I think I'd ask for my money back if I were you.
Were you even just a tiny bit frightened?
No, Mark. Not at all. Oh, it's awful.
Very funny. I just don't know which way to turn.
Nick, sit down.
Mum, I haven't slept for almost 2 nights.
Nick.
I've been out walking since 5 this morning, turning it over and over in my mind.
Nick, calm down, love.
Calm down, Mum. Elsa's given me the ultimatum. Move to Leeds with her or face losing my family.
She hasn't gone yet.
It's just a matter of time the mooch is in. I don't want to lose Elsa or Alice.
Of course you don't. Come on, sit down.
What do you think I should do?
Well, if you really do want my advice,
Why do you think I'm here?
then I should consider the whole idea very carefully indeed.
What?
Look at it from every angle.
Mum?
Go into it thoroughly. Accommodation, childcare facilities, nursery places for Alice when she starts school. Consider the whole thing as a serious option.
Does this mean that you agree with Elsa? You seriously think I should consider leaving Beckindale? Get a job in Leeds? Do you, Mum?
Like I said, Nick, I think you should consider it very seriously.
I don't believe I'm hearing this.
Fully investigate the practicalities.
But all that will do is prove that it is totally impractical.
You won't win every battle in life, love, by dashing in like a bull in a china shop.
No.
It's one lesson I learned from your father. Box clever and always look for the element of surprise.
I can't believe this. After throwing her letter away, Mrs. Smith found her house invaded by frogs.
Frogs? You must be joking.
Oh, there's more, there's more. All of Mrs. Blenkinsop's children found lice in there.
Let's have a look. All his car windows were smashed by hailstones. This reminds me of something. What is it?
7 plagues of Egypt, of course. Moses.
They don't really think they'll fool anyone with this nonsense, do they?
What are you two laughing at?
Oh, it's one of those chain letters promising you bad luck if you throw it away.
And a fortune if you pass it on.
Let's have a look.
I can't believe anyone would take it seriously. Can you?
Yeah. Stupid if you ask me.
Come on, sir. Let's get the calves in before the locusts arrive.
I couldn't believe it when I first opened it this morning.
I'm not surprised.
For one moment, I thought it really was a money-making scheme. Tell you the truth, I think these letters are cruel. They rely on frightening people. Well, all that nonsense about bad luck. They're just a nasty way of making money out of people's fears.
Oh, well, I'm sure you're right. Mind you, we could do with a good money-making scheme round here right now.
It's a bit quiet, isn't it?
Not likely to improve either with all the bookings I'm turning away.
Really?
Had to refuse another one this morning.
Oh, well. It's only for another week or so, you know.
Exactly, another week or so with no tips for me.
I'm sure when Mr. Turner gets back, you'll soon make it up.
Ugh.
I'll see you later.
Here, just a minute.
I could hardly believe your phone call, you know.
No. You sounded pretty stunned.
To tell you the truth, I rang Dad back an hour later to check you're actually serious.
What?
Well, make sure it wasn't an elaborate prank.
You're joking.
It was all so sudden. You decided to get married and wham, it's happening in 3 weeks.
What did I tell you the first time I took Kathy out?
That you would marry her, yes, I know.
I knew then, Zoe, after our first dates. I don't know why you were so surprised.
Because when I left for New Zealand, you were as far apart as two people could possibly get.
Yeah.
You weren't living together, you're barely speaking to each other.
No.
A couple of months on, and now this, of course I'm surprised.
Funny how things change, isn't it?
So what exactly has changed, Chris?
I have, I suppose.
You don't look any different.
But I am.
The low-key wedding, it's all part of a new Chris Tate, is it? My dad was pretty miffed about that.
That's exactly what Kathy used to hate about me. The big number, the extravagant gesture. From now on, everything's going to be low-key and intimate. Just how we want it to be.
Really?
What do you think? More sherry?
Oh, definitely.
I meant the trifle.
No. Yeah, well, that could do with some more, too.
That's Kath. Quick, hide it, quick.
Oh.
Oh, hiya, Mum.
Hello, love. You're home early.
Yeah, everything was done. Well, I thought I'd have a long hot bath before Chris picks me up tonight.
Good idea. Why don't you go up now?
Oh, Mum, I'm dying for a cuppa. Ken, what are you doing here?
Oh, just checking over a couple of last-minute details with your mum. Well, I'll see you later, Caroline. Bye, Kathy.
Bye, Kim.
What's up with Kim?
Oh, you know, it's wedding nerves. Gets to everybody in the end. Except you and Chris, of course. You seem remarkably calm.
Do I? I don't feel it.
You're happy, aren't you, love?
Couldn't be happier, Mum. It's just perfect. It couldn't get any better.
Well, that sounds positive enough. So I can stop worrying about you then.
There's no need. Mum, I wouldn't be marrying Chris unless I was absolutely sure. And Chris and I, these past few weeks, we really talked. I've got to know him and to trust him.
Okay. I couldn't be happier for you, love. I mean that.
What's wrong, Mum?
Oh, it's not you, love. Nick came round this morning. I was just wishing that he and Elsa could follow your example and start talking to each other a bit.
Well, I'm not sure that Elsa wants to do that anymore.
No, neither am I. Just wish there was something I could do for Nick. Anyway, don't you worry about that. That'll sort itself out. You get in the bath and I'll bring you a nice cup of tea.
Thanks, Mum. For everything.
Let's, try and be adult about all this, shall we, Elsa?
About all what?
About Leeds. Let's discuss the whole thing properly.
What?
Go into it thoroughly.
Do you really mean that?
Why do you think I've spent the whole afternoon getting this lot together? Facts and figures from some agencies in Leeds.
What facts and figures?
Well, first I made a few phone calls, got an idea on rents of the kind of places we'd be looking at if we did move.
Ah.
Oh, and child-minding fees that we'd have to pay.
I see.
And the chances of getting Alice into a nursery, which is here. Oh, and bus fares to and from the city centre each day. After all, we can't make a decision about this until we've considered all this lot. So I reckon the best thing to do now is to sit down and work all this lot out. Then we can decide once and for all whether this idea of yours is really practical. Elsa, I thought you'd be pleased. I'm trying to take this seriously.
Sometimes I think that's your trouble, you know. You take everything so seriously. You're always so practical.
What's that supposed to mean?
Anyway, I can't go through it all with you right now. I've got to get ready to go out.
I didn't know you were going out tonight.
I'm going to a party.
I didn't know there was a party on tonight either.
No, you weren't supposed to.
Just a half, please, Carol, and,
A grapefruit juice, please.
Pushing the boat out tonight, are we?
No, just having a quiet drink before we head out for a meal.
What, just the two of you?
Of course.
So where are you going?
Oh, just over to the Italian in Holland.
Where are you now?
Yeah, what's so funny about that?
It's a bit quiet, I hear. That'll be 62 pence, Christopher, please.
Yeah, and the grapefruit juice.
I don't think so, Chris.
What?
Don't think Kathy would be wanting it, to tell you the truth.
No, look.
Absolutely right. You're wasting money.
Complete and total.
Seeing as how she won't have time to drink it anyway.
Come on, Kathy. Come on.
What's going on?
It's quite simple, Kathy.
Not being kidnapped.
Wait and see.
You can't do this!
Oh! Hear this, girls. The White Knight says you can't do this.
Oh. Well, he can always rescue his damsel in distress. If he dare, that is.
What am I supposed to do for the rest of the night?
You're coming out yourself.
What? To the casino, we thought. Alex.
Well, for starters, anyway.
And then we'll just have to play it by ear. Alex, what the hell are you doing here? Well, you can't go on your stag night without your best man, can you?
It's traditional.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to have a stag night.
No, and Kathy wasn't going to have a hen night either. But I don't think either of you got a choice, do you?
Now then, Kathy, you could be marrying one of these. Or, if you prefer, the slightly older man. But, dear, oh dear, Kathy, you chose this.
I'll get it.
Now, has anyone got any last-minute advice for Kathy before she marries this fine figure of a man?
Yeah, Kathy, don't do it.
You know, you're the second person who's been in here today talking about that letter.
Oh?
Elizabeth Feldman was in this lunchtime and all, waving it about.
And I saw Ernie Shuttleworth earlier. He had one.
Somebody's certainly been spending an awful lot on stamps, haven't they?
Yeah, but who? That's what I'd like to know.
No ideas?
Well, Samuel Partridge, he said. I haven't heard of it.
But it must be somebody you know, Jack. Otherwise, how would he have got hold of your address?
Well,
Not to mention Elizabeth Feldman's and Ernie Shuttleworth's and all the other people around here who have got them as well.
You know something about all this, don't you?
Well, I could be wrong, but you take a look at that list of happy, satisfied punters.
I have. Don't recognise any of them either.
But take a closer look, Jack. You might not recognise the names, but look at the addresses. Especially the one you're supposed to be sending your fiver to.
Somebody's birthday?
Ma?
Well, it can't be one of the family. I'd have remembered myself.
No, it's not.
Just a friend, then? Oh, well, if it's none of my business.
Well, if you must know, I thought I'd keep this daft chain letter thing going.
Oh, yes, Sarah was telling me about that.
Yeah, well, it brightens up a dull winter's evening, doesn't it?
What does? Throwing money away?
Might get some back. I mean, they say it brings you luck if you send it on, don't they?
You can't believe that, Joe.
Well, let's face it, we could do with a bit of luck at the moment, couldn't we?
Giving way to superstitious nonsense won't help anybody.
No, I suppose not.
Joe, is there something bothering you?
No, of course not.
Because if there is, it's best to talk it over rather than keep it to yourself.
I don't know what you mean.
Is it about that job with Frank Tate?
Yeah, it's that and other things.
Well, you'd be far better talking to me than relying on chain letters.
Yeah, suppose so. I just wanted to get it clear in my own mind first. Okay.
Just get out, will you, Mark?
Oh, come on, Rachel.
Now. And take Dan with you and all.
You know, you spoil sports, you lot. Do you know that?
This is a hen party, you know.
And it's also Halloween.
Yeah, and we're taking time out from this party to petrify a few folk.
It's traditional, you know.
Yeah, and it worked a treat too, despite what you said, Rachel.
I'm warning you, Mark Hughes. Out, now.
Trick or treat.
What?
Well, you're supposed to give us some grub.
Well, let's see then, Dan. Do you fancy a bit of this in your face?
Yeah.
Come on.
Hang on a minute, Rachel. You're gonna regret it.
And they called us spoil sport. He don't change, does he? Still as daft as a brush.
Oh, it's one of the few things that hasn't changed around here. I've only been away a few months. Look at everyone. Chris and Kathy are about to get married.
Yeah, me at university.
I heard about your mum and Joe as well.
Yeah.
And poor Henry.
It's been quite a few months, hasn't it?
You and Michael are still together, though, I hear.
Yeah, that's one thing that hasn't changed, thank goodness.
That's quite an achievement. From what I remember of my university days, not too many of the old romances survive it.
I think ours will be okay. Don't you worry.
Now, the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. What's next, man?
Dad, I think you're... Thank heavens.
Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention.
You've got no regrets, Chris.
Not one, Dad, not one. But more, much more than this, I did it my way. I've got to see it, Dad.
What?
I've got to give her a goodnight kiss.
She's at a hen party.
So take me there. I want a goodnight kiss.
We can't have one.
Yes, I can. Kathy's my girl, and I can see her for one.
Chris, we can't gate crash a hen party.
Now, the end is near.
Trick or treat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
So, when did he phone?
The last call was a few hours ago.
You mean he'd called before that?
Twice.
Alan's only been gone a couple of days or so.
And he phoned Carol at the Woolpack as well.
And, it was the same story?
Begging for a food parcel, for all the world as if he was in a prisoner of war camp and we were the Red Cross.
Oh.
So like I said to him, what's the point of paying all that money and then cheating?
None at all.
No.
So I thought I'd better warn you, Caroline, in case he tried the same thing with you.
Right, thanks.
He hasn't called you, has he? By any chance?
Caroline, are you expecting anyone else tonight?
Not now, Lynn, no.
Only I'm sure I heard someone moving around outside.
Really?
Well, I don't know what that could be at this time of night.
It'll be Count Dracula and Frankenstein back again, won't it?
Mark and Dan.
Come to visit retribution on Rachel for trying to dip them in the trifle.
Well, in that case, I think we should just ignore them.
Oh, no, Mrs. Feldman. I've had quite enough of Mark and Dan for one evening. I think we should teach him a lesson.
Pint, Mr. Woodcock?
Eh?
Or is it Mr. Partridge?
You what?
Or are you Mr. Beach this evening?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I wonder if the local council know that all that lot are staying up at Whiteley's place with Archie, or up at the fish farm.
You've had letter know then, have you?
Yes, I've had it.
Just a bit of a laugh, yeah.
Well, it might have made me laugh, Seth, but some folk might take it seriously, all these stupid threats.
There are no threats.
You must send this on or face the consequences.
Just a friendly warning not to get upset about.
But some folk might get upset by it. They might even take it seriously, actually send money, for heaven's sake.
Do you reckon so?
Of course. They might be frightened not to.
Really?
Which is the reason why you sent it, I suppose.
No, same as I say,
It's just a good luck message, that's all.
A what?
Well, a sort of a lucky charm.
Oh, well, in that case, I might as well take one to Kathy's wedding. Give her a chain letter instead of a horseshoe.
Kathy's wedding?
I'm telling you, Seth, no good comes of things like this. Here, Seth! Seth!
Shh! They're coming towards the door now. Right, everybody ready? Remember, as soon as you see the faces. Ready? Aim. Fire!
Yes, hang on. You duckhead. Shh.
Wait the baby.
Why didn't you think of them two?
What are you going on about, Seth?
We's two people in all the world need some good luck right now.
Me and you?
Two local people. Two local people who are getting wedded next couple of days.
Kathy, Merrick and Chris Tate?
Exactly. And we didn't send them a letter, did we?
Yeah, but are Kathy and Chris sort of people that are going to send it on?
Well, they're getting wed.
Yeah.
Well, if they're daft enough to do that, they're daft enough to send us £5.
Yeah.
You pass me that dry towel, then. We need fresh supplies.
What?
That dry towel.
Oh, yeah.
Are you all right, Lynn?
Just a funny thing, that's all.
What?
Well, Frank and Chris came in through the front door, didn't they?
So?
So I could have sworn the noise I heard was round the back. That's the second daft stunt of the day you've pulled.
Why? What else have I done today?
Got the office move sorted out?
Yeah, it's all sorted out. We're moving straight after the wedding. Why, what's that got to do with this?
What's it got to do with this? Helicopter hire?
Ah.
Yes, I found it on your desk after you left.
I'm planning a little surprise for Chris and Kathy. That's...
Frank.
Come on, Chris. Give the blushing bride a good night kiss and let's get out of these wet clothes.
Frank, listen to me. You're not going to go spoiling things for those two, are you?
Of course not.
So, what's this little surprise about then?
It wouldn't be a little surprise if I told you, would it? But I'll tell you one thing. It won't spoil anything.
Are you sure about that, Frank?
You ask me. I think the happy couple will love it.